Welcome back to Carson Tate's Video Log. I'm here in sunny Palm Springs with Jerry Wheeler, who's famous. Yes?
More or less. Well, depends on what you're talking about.
You're famous. Go with it. So Jerry is he's a writer, but he's also an editor for Bold Strokes Books.
Right.
And you've edited 3 anthologies.
3 anthologies.
That I've read selections from.
Riding the Rails, Dirty Diner, and Tricks of the Trade, which is just out in January.
So here's what I'm most fascinated about your anthologies is they're very different. So how does, you come up with these? I assume that you come up with them.
Yep.
The ideas for these.
Yes.
The theme.
Right.
So tell us how you,
well, actually, it started back when I did my first one, not for Bold Strokes, but for Lethe Press, which was Tented, gay male erotica that has to do with circuses.
I love that. As long as there's no clowns.
There were actually
Wow.
an apocalyptic clown story written by Trevor Healy.
It would have to be apocalyptic.
No, I'm sure that was written by Sean Merriweather. Trevor could contribute that one. But from there, I just started. I had such a good response from my authors who thought it was really interesting to work on that I just started actually trying to come up with creative themes. The train one was next, and it just kind of grew from there. I have a closed call list for authors, and
so you have kind of your favorite go-to folks.
I do, and they're amazingly creative. I mean, Dale Chase, Bill Bolden,
absolutely.
Jeff Mann, Nathan Burgoyne.
And such a broad spectrum of folks.
Very much so. And it's all of those volumes were absolutely a delight to work on, and they're some of my best friends now.
So tell us a little bit about each one. You've got Dirty Diner.
Dirty Diner, which is about food and sex.
Is that what you told your authors, right?
Yes. Well, I said it doesn't have to be a diner. It could be any restaurant setting at all. Just as long as food was involved. And I got some absolutely incredible stories. One of my favorites is by Carl Taggart, and it's about a guy who is a super taster, which means that he tastes things more readily than other people do. And he falls in love with a food, so that means that he likes bland food.
Oh, because it's too much.
Because it's too much,
okay.
So he falls in love with a foodie. It's a great story.
That's life.
It's a great story.
And Riding the Rails is, what did you tell your authors for that? You just said...
I told them it's sex and trains. Sex that has to take place on trains, around trains. And I got from Jeff Ricker, I got a Martian train story.
Amazing.
Who would have thought?
Yeah. And
the last one was Tricks of the Trade, which is about not magic, but instead about magicians and tricks.
So what's the difference? Oh no, it wouldn't be like bewitched magic.
Right.
Okay.
Right. It'd be
magic
like
that you and I could do.
Right.
Without wiggling our nose.
Right.
Okay. But you're working on a novel.
I am.
Do you want to tell us about it, or would that jinx it for you?
No, it wouldn't jinx it at all. It's about a woman who is having she hates her gay brother so much that she will do anything to keep her son, who is also gay, from forming a relationship with his uncle. And it's partially told in the present, and it's partially told in flashback.
So does she hate her brother, or does she hate that he's gay?
She hates her brother.
Oh wow, that's powerful.
Well, and I'm just in the middle of finishing up that manuscript. I'm just working on my final approach to the last arc of the story and of the major climax of the book, where she's actually...
Listen to all those literary terms. You used to be a teacher, right? Arcs and climaxes. You weren't talking about sex, right?
No. Well, but that's the fun thing, is there's no erotic content to this novel at all.
Which is interesting.
Yeah.
So what's the difference for you in writing erotica versus not? I mean, is it easier? Is it harder?
You want to rephrase that?
Yeah, I know. I don't actually want to rephrase that.
I like writing erotica because it's fun to try to figure out what I can and cannot do with the form, where I can put the sex scene. But when I look and I read erotica, I always look for the character, the setup. I look for something that's different. Just straight ahead sex scenes really don't do much for me.
Gotcha. You're just desensitized.
Well, you get that way after
Well,
a
sure,
while.
after you
get
read
that
it,
way
yeah,
after a while.
absolutely. That's why I think it's great about your anthologies. They're different. I mean, they're very different
Thank
than
you.
what's traditionally out there.
Thank you.
So we look forward to your novel. Do you have a title?
It's called The Dead Book.
Oh, wow. So do you have you're finishing writing it. I mean, what does that mean? For me, finishing means I need to finish in like an hour or so.
That means I've got about 20,000 words to to finish up.
So like tomorrow or the next day, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, we look forward to reading The Dead Book, and all
Thank
your
you.
anthologies are available on boldstrokesbooks.com.
They are.
Jerry Wheeler joining us in Palm Springs. This is Carson Tate's Video Log.
Thank you, Carson.
Thank you. Signing out.